So Trudeau responds to the truckers. He's lost connection to reality. He's literally gone crazy. It's been a great love-in. Everybody so far has
and we have to be there for one another.
non-violent, peaceful, non-racist, all of that stuff. It's been a grand party. They've inspired the entire world. And this is what he has to say about it.
I know you're wondering about what you saw in our capital city this weekend. As my friend Erwin Kotler said on Saturday, freedom of expression, assembly, and association are cornerstones of democracy, but Nazi symbolism, racist imagery, and desecration of war memorials are not. It is an insult.
Did any of that happen? Seriously, Nazi symbols? You don't think that we would get out there and be on the case of people carrying a Nazi symbol? Really? He's suddenly concerned about people desecrating things. They put a Canadian flag and a Stop the Mandate on Terry Fox, and I think somebody parked in the parking lot of the cenotaph to the fallen soldiers, something really quite minor like that. And suddenly they're really concerned about desecrating monuments. It's just last year they burned down the churches, they tore down the statue of Queen Victoria, they're tearing down statues of Johnny MacDonald. I know this is all obvious, but okay, I'll just let him go.
To memory and truth. Hate can never be the answer.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. Hate can never be the answer. That is absolutely true. That's why we've been holding a big love-in.
Symbolism, racist imagery, and desecration of war memorials are not.
Really?
It is an insult to memory and truth.
An insult to memory and truth. The trucker convoy is an insult to memory and truth. Which truth? People are going to look at this a lot different than whoever writes Justin Trudeau's speeches. For most Canadians, when they think about their image abroad, they're so deeply embarrassed to have produced this guy. And what we're hoping is that we won't be remembered for electing him. We'll be remembered for getting rid of him in stylish fashion. So I know this is all chopped up all over the place, but okay, I'll see if I can get it. So he's talking to people who are concerned about what they had seen. He says the people are looking at it and they're disgusted. That's absolutely typical demonizing language. Mao did it to the growing capitalist and the dynasties and all China and all that crap. The Empress Dowager, who's spent so much money and pissed everybody off. The Nazis did it to the Germans. It's really just sort of a masterclass in authoritarian rhetoric for retards. So it's chopped up. I'm going back to, I think, where he says, to the people who are disgusted and horrified by what's happening on Parliament Hill. This is absolutely incredible. Sorry, I have to... Okay, here we go.
As my friend Erwin Kotler said on Saturday, freedom of expression, assembly, and association are cornerstones of democracy, but Nazi symbolism, racist imagery, and desecration of war memorials are not. It is an insult to memory and truth. Hate can never be the answer. Over the past few days, Canadians were shocked.
Well, if hate isn't the answer, then why are you trying, really unsuccessfully, to generate hatred against good Canadians? Do you have any concept what's happened here? People have driven across the entire country from both coasts. Thousands and thousands of people. We've inspired convoys in Australia, Italy, the Netherlands, the United States. So I heard somebody say, sort of a comforting thing, actually. Somebody that I would, forgotten the name of, but at the time I thought was credible. They said, the thing is that what has really happened here is that Trudeau's been hustled out of town because actually he wants to start a fight. He would rather, I'm sure it's true, he would rather take this thing, he would rather grab the bull by the horns and come out fighting and be a fantastic hero and all that. And they hustled him out of town so that he wouldn't do that. I don't think that he doesn't decide to do anything. And in this video, it's PM Justin Trudeau responds to ongoing protests in Ottawa against vaccine mandates, January 31st, 2022. This is probably CBC. He's either not been watching television, not watching YouTube, not watching social media, or he's literally lost contact with reality. Canada is famous right now for this. This is the proudest moment in Canadian history in the last 30 or 40 years. Okay, sorry, Punkin, I'm making a video, so you got to be quiet, okay? Okay.
Shocked and frankly disgusted by the behavior displayed by some people protesting in our nation's capital. I want to be very clear. We are not intimidated by those who hurl insults and abuse at small business workers and steal food from the homeless.
Really?
We won't give in to those who fly racist flags.
Who did that?
We won't cave to those who engage in vandalism or dishonor the memory of our veterans. La statue de Terry Fox.
The trucker convoys can't control who goes to Parliament Hill. And considering that, it's pretty extraordinary, actually, that Antifa, Black Lives Matter, just regular hoodlums, it's starting to look too much like a party, just people going down there to get drunk and cause trouble, that they haven't managed to create more chaos than they have. Absolutely extraordinary. Yes, I'm just going to take it back. Do this one more time. This is phenomenal. This will go down in history as one of the stupidest things that's ever happened. Here we go.
Are cornerstones of democracy.
No.
But Nazi symbolism, racist
Nazi symbolism. What in hell is he talking about?
I know you're wondering about what you saw in our capital city this weekend.
So that he's saying, I know you're wondering about what we saw in the capital city this weekend. Okay, it's not just that weekend. They're not leaving, okay? Nobody's leaving. We're not leaving. What we're asking for is an end to all the mandates and the rest of it, the lockdowns. It's happening anyway. So what we're asking for is reasonable. It's probably going to happen. We're not going to go away. We're not going to go away until... really, the more hardcore of us want you and Theresa Tam and what's her name? Your assistant prime minister, Theresa Tam, your assistant prime minister. Who else? We want you on trial for treason because you committed treason. You and Theresa Tam for sure.
As my friend Irwin Cotler said on Saturday, freedom of expression, assembly, and association are cornerstones of democracy, but Nazi symbolism...
Freedom of expression, assembly, and what was the other one he said? Freedom of expression. Okay, so whoever wrote this is talking in favor of those things, but he's the one that violated it the most, right? Independence of the judiciary, freedom of expression, free and open press, not influenced by political money. Nobody's done anything to destroy all of the things you're talking about more than you and your party. Like, for sure, we know this. Like, doesn't he know that we know this? I don't think he does. I really don't think that... it's like in the Bible they say, forgive them for they know not what they do. This guy, I don't think he knows what's happening at all.
Racist imagery and desecration of war memorials are not.
Where was the racist imagery? Really, I don't mind just going through this a whole bunch of times, because these few words here will live in infamy.
It is an insult to memory and truth. Hate can never be the answer. Over the past few days, Canadians were shocked and frankly disgusted by the behavior displayed by some people protesting in our nation's capital. I want to be very clear. We are not intimidated by those who hurl insults and abuse at small business workers and steal food from the homeless. We won't give in to those who fly racist flags. We won't cave to those who engage in vandalism or dishonor the memory of our veterans. La statue de Terry Fox.
You've dishonored the memory of everybody. So, anyway, that's Justin Trudeau's response to the trucker convoy.